Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. Today's tarot messages are pick an image tarot messages 1 through 4 connected to the full moon lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo on March 3rd. Now, all full moons are about bringing in some sort of revelation, understanding, truth, wisdom, seeing something more clearly that we didn't previously see. But because this is happening under a lunar eclipse, it's more intense. It's bigger, it's broader. The clarity that could come in could be a lot more broad and expansive in our lives. It could also usher in truths that are a little bit uncomfortable, but necessary for us to move forward in our lives. Now, I do like to give a brief overview about the other energies that every lunation is bringing in. If you're not interested in that, go ahead, look at the intro, the thumbnail, feel into which one of those moons is speaking to you and can receive your message. But for those of you that are interested in understanding a more in-depth understanding about this moon, I am going to touch on some of the things that this full moon eclipse is likely bringing in. Now, right out of the gate, there was this poetic synopsis, I guess, for lack of better words, about what this full moon is all about. And I didn't write it. It was from a blog that I was reading. It was called Girl and Her Moon. So this is her words, not mine, but I thought it was beautiful and it summed up this lunation really well. It was surrender that isn't the disillusionment of self, but the refinement, deepening, and strengthening of self. That is exactly what this full moon is asking us to be leaning into and understanding, letting go of anything that does not resonate with ourselves anymore, that does not serve us, that isn't sustainable, without losing ourselves to the surrender. And in fact, it's the opposite, becoming more of who we are because we've let it go. I felt like that was such a beautiful way to sum up what this lunation is about. Other things connected to this full moon, the themes would be health and routines, systems, and personal responsibility. This is Virgoian energy. So we're looking to declutter, detach, refine, let go of things that are, again, hindering us or keeping us from doing more, experiencing more, that aren't sustainable, that we just recognize, I can't keep doing this way. And it's very much connected to the eclipse that happened in Aquarius, right? It was the beginning point where we were starting to feel that restlessness. This is going to be amplified, that energy. And you are likely going to feel restless under this lunation to want to change and shift and do things. Having said that, though, it does bring up a little bit of fear around change. Virgo likes routines and sometimes finds the idea of shifting out of a routine that you're currently in really daunting, even though, your internal world, your soul is saying it's time to shift and grow. It's time to create a new routine that is more sustainable. There could be a lot of resistance to this change. So be mindful of that. It really offers a lot of emotional insight, though, about how we manage our lives in practical ways so that we can be more connected to our spiritual self, our soul self, because this is on the axis of Virgo and Pisces. And Pisces is all about dream world, our emotions, our spiritual self, our soul self, the more expansive part of us. This is about bridging this energy from our practical life into our spiritual life and realizing we don't have to choose between one or the other. We can find a way to bring them both together. So anything that gets in the way of that needs to go, needs to be released. And it does look more practical on the surface because this is Virgoian energy. So keeping that in mind. It's also very good for physical and mental health routines. These kinds of areas in our life could get a really big boost under this lunation. You could find yourself being called to create new health routines, exercise routines, good things for your mental health, like meditation, things of that nature. We need to be really careful, though, of perfectionism under this energy and overthinking, a lot of overthinking. And as I said before, resistance to change, really feeling like we are a bit fearful of having to shift our routines, or it just seems too daunting. It's like baby stepping our way there. But we will likely be feeling some kind of restlessness with this energy, like knowing internally, I've got to change, I've got to shift, I've got to do something different. My soul's calling me to do it. Looking at it in its entirety feels daunting. So breaking it down into small steps and decluttering your life, your space around you, and your internal world is the big ask here. Mercury has gone retrograde at the time of this video coming out. So keep that in mind. Communication can be a little bit difficult. So if you had something really important to to say, to communicate. Being very mindful about how you do it under this energy is going to be important. And it could also just be that some kind of communication in certain forms could be lacking in some way. That's just the Mercury retrograde. You'll find your way through it. It's just going to take a minute with communication. Just as a little aside note there. This energy is very connected to Queen of Pentacles energy, and she likes to be able to nurture and take care of and have security and stability. She loves self-care and beautiful things, but she also wants stability and security. So we're all trying to embody the Queen of Pentacles energy under this lunation. I think I'm gonna leave that there though. I could go on and on. There's a lot that comes in with eclipses, but essentially in a nutshell, we're being asked to step back, look at what needs to be shifted, let go of and change, and start new beginnings around our routine, our life, what's not sustainable, what's not working for us, and not resist the change to start creating a better system for ourselves, essentially. All right, I'm going to leave that there. If you stuck with me through this overview, give yourself a second now, maybe go back and look at the intro there and feel into messages 1 through 4, looking at those moons, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. All right, let's see what's coming up for you guys under this eclipse energy. Cold moon, face your fears. Main overarching energy and message for you guys. Face your fears. Moon cycles and patience, coming on the side of challenge. And the law of attraction. Okay. The law of attraction. This is good energy here. This is what you're doing. This is what you're manifesting. All right. So there's this sort of message here for my message 1 choosers, that facing your fears is the way through. So if you're being called towards something, which I think you absolutely are, feeling the fear and doing it anyway is what you're being asked to do, and cultivating patience, understanding that this, whatever it is that you're moving towards doing or attracting in your life, is going to take time. That doesn't mean you should give up on it if it gets bumpy or obstacles present in some kind of way. You're attracting something towards you that is good and positive. And I think you've been feeling the call and the pull to go towards something, but maybe you've been really hesitant. A lot of resistance comes under Virgoian energy, as well as self-criticism and, being overly critical of ourselves, others, judging in ways that aren't necessarily the best for ourselves or our personal growth and evolution. I feel like that could be a part of the equation for some of you. So just be mindful of that, because you are in a strong and powerful manifesting energy right now. You have felt some sort of push, pull to do a thing, go in a direction, and you are attracting said thing. But the fear that you feel and maybe that energy of this has to be faster because I need, or I want, could get in the way. We need to cultivate patience here under this. Because whatever it is that you've been trying to move towards or have felt compelled to move towards, do or try or change or shift, you're right about it. It's yes energy for you. There's just this resistance here holding you back, this energy of fear. That almost got really messy on me there. Release, yeah. Release. And I think this has something to do with fear. We've got autumnal equinox energy here, right? What are we holding on to? And there is a lot of that energy that's going to be brought to the surface on this lunation, because we need to let go of one thing in order to invite something and in order to attract that thing that we really want. And I feel here from my message 1, your soul already knows. You've already touched into this, tapped into it. There's fear around it, a lack of patience about how long this could take to do said thing. Releasing the fear, letting go of what's blocking or stopping this. Because my vibe for you guys is this is a really good thing that you've tapped into or touched on. You've had some sort of understanding, epiphany, wisdom come through that you're meant to lean into rather, or follow in some kind of way. You're right on about it. Look at this. You have a lot of powerful energy coming in and around you right now, message 1. The law of attraction and synergy, synchronistic energy. showing up for you, and you do not want to let fear or worry or impatience about how long this thing could take block you or stop you from saying yes to whatever this thing is. It sort of feels like the universe is on your side right now, and so take every opportunity to capitalize on that. Message 1. Yeah, synchronized things going to be showing up for you. You are attracting the right people, the right situations, the right kind of energy. These are the things that could stop that from happening. What do we need to let go of? What is the fear? How is it speaking to you in a way that's keeping you held back? And how can we cultivate patience as we move through a new thing or towards a new thing? Yeah. I don't know what it is, but message 1, I keep thinking about phone calls. But also the telephone game. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe some of you are going to get an important phone call, or some sort of like almost whispered message has come through. It's been subtle. Maybe you're not listening to it and you should be. Or for some of you, an important phone call could be coming your way under this energy. Now, these lunations have a far-reaching arc, like 6 months, but something could begin now that finalizes or comes to full fruition over the next 6 months. Could be why you're being asked to cultivate some patience here. Sacral chakra. That's the emotional center. This is where we are intuitive and in touch with our feelings and our emotions. This is where we hold energies like guilt and shame, but also sexuality, creativity, and intuition. So this is an area in your body that may need some tender loving care right now to help you with this release. So maybe doing some sacral chakra meditations. Financial and material changes are going to be coming your way. But there's a lot of choices here in that for you. I can see here, message 1. And I think it's been a bit of the struggle about, do I go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way? Because he's got a finger there in spirituality and something more practical and tangible, something more material. But I feel like you don't have to choose. I feel like there's that synergy energy brings all this together. So it doesn't feel like you have to have a hand over here in this area of your life, a hand over there, a foot over here. Like it comes together in the best possible way. I hope I'm making sense right now. My thoughts are coming in really quickly for you guys for this message. And I'm wondering, are you feeling that? Is your mind abuzz? Is it going really quickly? Maybe finding a way to slow down thought processes too, so that you can receive some wisdom. You can feel that synergistic energy showing up for you. You can understand how you can release. Ooh, love begins. Nice. And it feels like this could be twofold for you guys, not just love, like actual love, relationship and connection, but a love of life and a love of what you're doing and what you're attracting and what you're moving towards. With the sacral chakra here, we've got the ring finger there in the spiritual energy, and then love begins. Maybe some of you are really struggling with fears around making a further commitment in a relationship. This is starting to paint a picture here. Yeah, worry, fear. Can I actually trust this? I don't want to be duped again. This healing that took place, maybe in an existing relationship. Can I trust that it's going in the right direction? This feels like yes energy to me. Everything's coming, is lining up essentially. But I think for others, this is definitely showing some fear around allowing a new connection to show up, to flourish, to blossom, to bloom, to be made stronger for some of you. And I'm getting yes energy. That you manifested this, some of you, and that facing the fear of worry and concern around this is your way through it. Like it's happening for you. This person showed up in your path for a reason. Ooh, temptation. Okay. And what I get right away when I look at this for you guys is I feel like that fear, I'm going to hit the panic button and tap out. Especially if this is related to a new love interest that has shown up for some of you, or something that lights you up from the inside out, connected to people and situations that brings in financial and material changes, but love as well, panicking about it. kind of selling yourself short. So that's your heads up. Be mindful of that temptation to hit the panic button and say no to yourself for fear that. Look at this. This is such a strong energy. Patience and planning. Patience. Yeah, it might be that I'm so afraid of what could be or things not working out the way that I hoped that I might just want to sever this thing and walk away because I can't be so certain of how it's all going to play out for me. Definitely you've got two things going on here. And for some of you, it might be one or the other because this is a general read, but there is something with security and stability, both financially and in love, being ushered in for you. And there's fear around these things and fear around having to choose one or the other. But you're in a strong and very powerful manifesting energy right now where things are aligning. Synchronistic energy has come in to help you, to move you forward. We need to cultivate patience. We need to trust, breathe, look at our emotions that may be acting as a block to us saying yes to these new beautiful things, relationships, and release them. This is what's being offered to you under this lunation here, message 1. It feels really good though for you guys, I must say. Like, it doesn't feel, I'm not feeling any particular worries or fears for you guys with this, other than maybe missing a beautiful new connection, financial growth of some kind or opportunity because we were afraid or because we felt like we were feeling like I'm panicking and I have to choose now because if I don't, maybe money will be lost or an opportunity over here will be lost, or panicking about something in love and wanting to tap out before it's even got a chance to get fully off the ground. All right. Oops. Jeez, I'm dropping cards everywhere. Hedge guardians. Walk wider shines and seek the land under the hill. That's retreat. That's going within, getting centered, getting connected to that soul self, which makes a whole lot of sense with these fears showing up, right? And I think this will help you with that release energy, earth energy as well, right? Which is Virgo, getting grounded, getting centered, getting sorted, going within, allowing a little bit of time of retreat. The Northwood Fae, take time for hibernation and healing. There it is. Yeah. We need to heal out that sacral. We need to heal out the fears and the emotions that maybe are going to be speaking rather loudly to you as new opportunities and new energies are being ushered towards you, whether this is something financial, new job, or a person, because I really get yes energy for you guys. You're meant to be walking through a new doorway of some kind, a new beginning. And it could be a little bit overwhelming and daunting, but I feel like it's happening for you in the best possible way. Yeah, okay. I am going to pull a guardian message here for you guys. You know, another thing I'm feeling too is something about feeling beautiful enough for some of you, attractive enough. I don't know where this is coming from, and this won't be for all of you. So just ignore if it doesn't make sense for you. But I'm wondering if some of you struggle with that self-worth as it relates to your looks in some kind of way, because I'm hearing that song, You're Beautiful. Maybe you hold back on things or don't show up fully for yourself or in situations, whether it's in love or in other ways, because of that, because, you know, you don't feel good enough in some kind of way. There might be something held in your emotional center that needs to be released around that, because it just simply feels like it's not true here. Message 1. Faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, and see the light in the world. Yeah. Emotions are a little bit all over the place right now. And I think this is just a reiteration of that. But choosing faith, seeing the beauty in yourself and others, this is your way through. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. Yes, absolutely. Devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Yeah, there's something about you needing to be reminded of that, not feeling worthy enough or good enough for certain things. a lot of fear surrounding this, and it's held in that emotional body. Get out into nature, do some grounding meditation, some sacral chakra clearing. I feel like this will be really helpful because you've got a lot of stars aligning for you right now, bringing you new and better things for my message ones. All right, we're going to cap this off with a final message from the animal spirits here. Since we're in earth energy, I'm thinking, okay, I think that's going to be 2. I'm just feeling like I got to go with those. There is kind of dual messages here, so maybe that's going to show up here as well. We'll see. Love. And it's deer energy. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. There it is. This needs to be sorted. I hesitate to say the word fixed, but this isn't serving your soul, your truth, believing that you are less than, that you aren't worthy of certain things, that you aren't worthy of love, or fearing what that could bring in your life if you release and allow yourself to move towards that. Whether this is a physical connection, and I absolutely think it is for some of you, or a new way of being in career or a new career choice path, something that you want to do with finances, trusting yourself to say yes to it, that you're deserving of this thing. Infinite possibilities. And it's the unicorn. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen world. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirit's flight. Abandon the darkness, go beyond the ordinary, and become the legendary. Whew. Message 1. You have so much universal, destined, fated, beautiful things that want to show up for you. You've touched on these things. I think you've been in restless and knowing that you need a change. You've connected to some of these possibilities, to new love for some of you potentially, or are about to. And it's time for you to start saying yes to yourself. This lunation is really going to be the catalyst for that, to let go of the old story, release the old narrative and the heavy emotions that aren't true about you, because you've got some beautiful new things that want to be starting to show up for you around this time. Believe in your abilities and your beauty and the love that you emanate, because I definitely get that for you guys. All right. I don't want to ramble on too much here, so I will leave that there. I hope all of you guys have the most amazing, beautiful day and create some space for this connection, because you're going to see the truth around something that will help you let go and release. And all of a sudden, this new energy, I feel like, is going to really be ushered in towards you guys. Positive, beautiful energy. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. All right. Let's see. Message 2. Okay, we've got Pisces energy. It says, last quarter moon in Pisces, talk less, feel more. You might be called to go inward at this time to really feel your way through something. On the side of challenge, we have Scorpio energy, and it says, new moon in Scorpio, go deeper. Challenge to go deeper. All the more reason that this makes sense. Talk less, feel more. We need to go deeper. There's something to uncover through spiritual practices, essentially, or just being with yourself, sitting with yourself and listening to your intuition. It's going to be really loud at this time, and there's more to uncover, more to understand. It's time to go deeper, essentially. 2 water energies. So there could be a lot of emotional things that you're dealing with as well at this time. Oh, I like this. Okay, Taurus energy. So that's very grounded, very practical. It's not Virgo, but it's still that earth energy. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. I almost wonder, are some of you going deeper to try to understand parts of yourself that are where you're telling yourself a story about what you are, what you can't do, what you don't have, what you're missing, where you feel less than? There's something intuitively that wants to come through for you to help you to understand yourself, your emotions, and your situation better, more broadly. Where are you shortchanging yourself and not allowing yourself to be proud of who you are and what you do and how you show up for yourself, for others? And maybe even you haven't stopped to give yourself any kind of pat on the back for the healing work that you've been doing within. That is a huge job and very undervalued in society. We look outside of us to see what people do and measure success that way. But I feel like there's something here saying that it's time to measure your success by the things that you've released, let go of, uncovered about yourself, the healing work that you've done, the hardships you've been through that you've overcome. You have so much reason to be proud of yourself. And I feel like when we start working on that internally, it starts to show up externally, right? And Virgo energy wants us to declutter within and around ourselves, physically, practically. And I feel like for you guys, it's starting within. Let's see what else comes out with this for you guys. Okay, well, we've got one that fell out there. All right, so here's the first one. Look at that, full moon completion. And we're coming into a full moon under a lunar eclipse. Something comes full circle. Something's going to be seen. There is some sort of clarity to be had and a massive epiphany, aha, understanding around you, your life, your situation, what you've been healing, what's coming to a close for you. You're about to complete, I feel like, a harder cycle, something that's been difficult for you. This is coming to an end, but it's coming on the side of challenge. So allow this to happen. Make space. Talk less, feel more. And I feel like that talk less too is often connected to trying to quiet our minds a bit if it's really noisy and we're in overthinking. Finding a way to reduce that noise in our mind and feel our soul, feel what our soul is trying to tell us. I feel like that's a thing for you guys. Look at this, ancient healing wisdom shaman. You are definitely message 2 going through a massive healing. I wonder if some of you have been dealing with like dark night of the soul energy. You've been healing old stories and narratives, uncovering kind of like that onion, peeling away old layers, things that just aren't you, that were never you, uncovering truths about yourself and your operating system and patterns, and realizing that they were inherited through childhood and things like that. And you are embodying a healer type energy as well, I think, here for a lot of you. Yeah, ancient healing wisdom. This is all coming through for you right now. Also, I will say in a very practical way, because we are dealing with Virgo energy, if some of you have had health challenges and not been well, and it just seems no matter what you do, it's not going away, and you can't figure out how to heal a physical challenge within yourself, or there's no answers around it, these could be forthcoming under this lunation over the next little while. Actually, it has a 6-month arc, so what could start now as a way to heal a physical challenge could come to full fruition and be fully healed in a very practical, positive way over 6 months. I will say though, for a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be a lot quicker than that. Yeah, ancient healing wisdom. I think some of you are healers. I find people who go through the most emotionally challenging, taxing, heavy stuff, they go through it so that they can have the experience and come out the other side, and then they help heal others because they know what to do. They've been through it. They have compassion and empathy and understanding. I feel like that's a thing for some of you. Either way, you have a lot of positive energy being shipped your way around healing yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, more understanding, connected to you as a person, your worth, reasons to start seeing why you should be proud of yourself here, and completing off a hard cycle. Lots of healing energy being ushered in. It almost feels like accelerated motion. This is going to be accelerated healing, accelerated motion, incoming really fast. All right, let's pull some more cards. All right. Triumph. Nice. Love to see that. So even if you haven't experienced this energy of triumph just yet, it's coming. Patience. Oh, wow. Patience and planning. 2 7s, which is a highly spiritual number. Okay, I'm going to highlight that there. I think 7s are going to be a bit of a guiding force for you, a guiding number. Pay attention to when they show up for you. Powerful spiritual energy behind you right now. You are triumphantly moving towards a new way of being. It feels almost like a whole new you, but more the real you. where maybe those parts and aspects of yourself have been fragmented or masked due to upbringing or just society in general. You're coming through this in a very big way at this time. It's going to lead to this energy of patience and planning. You kind of seeing the truth, walking through that new doorway into a much lighter, more spiritually connected, soul-centered you, overcoming this energy, this heaviness, but there has needed to be so much healing. Yeah, I know I'm banging on. Trapped in fear. Where has fear held you back? Where has it stopped you from walking through this doorway, right? Because we are on the side of challenge here. Where are you blocking your own triumph from really being fully realized so that you can start planning a new way forward, a new you that is more connected to your soul, purpose, passion, the truth of who you are, essentially. Where does that fear? I think that you're coming out of this, to be honest. Yeah. Rejoice in celebration. Yeah. I feel like this is where you've been and you're so close to the finish line. Now is not the time to take your foot off the gas on this healing energy. Now is not the time to allow yourself to go into overthinking and second guessing. You've been doing a lot of hard healing work and it's paying off. Rejoice in celebration. Celebratory energy coming your way. And then you've got triumph there. So yeah, sacrifice, blessings through sacrifice. So a bit of a hard energy in the sense that, yes, when we go through something of the dark night of the soul, we uncover truths about ourselves and we do the healing work and we become more authentic to who we are. It does require sacrifice. Sometimes it means we have to be willing to let go of people and situations that we recognize we're not aligned with anymore. That's difficult. But in doing so, we bring in some kind of blessings for ourselves. And I feel like some of you have already had to do some of this and more might be coming. So it's a bit of a heads up, but you have rejoice and celebration. You have planning by saying yes to yourself and walking through this new beginning, this new doorway, allowing that completion to happen, and triumph. Really beautiful energy. I think there's a lot of you out there that are healers that chose message 2, and more of that part of you is going to come online, essentially, for lack of better words. The spell singer, cast spells of wonder and delight. You know, this card always makes me think that you have a lot more power and magic within you than you realize, that you can manifest and call things towards you, reasons to be proud of yourself, even more of them coming your way by walking through that pillar of light and making a plan around it. A magical person, I think that you are. Cast spells of wonder and delight, calling in what you want and believing that you can have it, you deserve it, and that it's yours. The Honey Mother. Sometimes the greatest magic lies in the smallest of forms. Yeah, I think you undervalue what you give and how you show up. And with that Taurus energy there and be proud of yourself, this really connects. Sometimes the greatest magic lies in the smallest of forms. You might not even realize how much you uplift others or how you make them feel because you're not necessarily getting validated from it, but it's happening, whether you realize it or not. And I feel like more of this is to come for you guys. And you will get that validation that maybe has been missing for some of you. All right. Yeah, I feel that the second half in particular, and I'm not sure why for many of you, is going to be more fast moving than the energy you've been dealing with right now. I think it's going to bring in a lot of new things, energy around rejoice and celebration, positive connection, feeling a lot more whole and comfortable in your own skin than maybe you have in the past because you are living in your truth and your authenticity. The only thing that can stop this is fear and, where we might have to make sacrifices that feel a little bit scary or uncomfortable, or, stopping the healing process with that overthinking energy. Call the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Wow. Yep. Really, if nothing else that you can take away from this message for my group twos, going deeper, making some sort of meditation practice or sitting with yourself, automatic writing, journaling, whatever it is that helps you really to connect into your soul, to that, universal wisdom, spiritual energy, do that. That's the biggest thing here for you guys. It's going to usher in something positive, information, clarity. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. I love that. That makes so much sense with the rest of this message. You've got a lot to offer, I feel here, message 2. And you're going to be given the platform and the opportunity to end this cycle where you haven't been showing up in that energy as much. And I feel like I keep coming to the second half of the year is going to have you stepping up and being seen more and being of service in more ways. Good luck. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. Yes. Undervaluing yourself. I think this has been a part of the problem. Not seeing the truth of who you are, not recognizing where you need to be more proud of yourself and giving yourselves those proverbial pats on the back and, that self-love energy. Not only do I feel good luck is coming your way, it definitely feels like that with rejoice and celebration, but you bring this energy to others. You are a light onto others. Know that, trust that, recognize that. This lunation is likely to be a catalyst to bring even more of this out and help you end off a cycle where you have been feeling less than these things, where you've not been being proud of yourself, where you've not necessarily received more of that healing energy that you need to catapult yourself into this new start. Luck is on your side. Message 2, it's like a go for it energy. Beautiful. All right. I don't think there's anything else I need to say here. I will leave that there. Pay attention to 7s. I think they're going to be speaking to you as an angel number moving forward, guiding you in some kind of way. But I will leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day and a fantastic full moon energy in Virgo. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. All right. We've got moon memories and the past coming out as the central energy to be looking at, understanding, and connecting to at this time. Something from the past. This could be an energy that holds you back in some kind of way or that needs to be understood better in order to move forward. It could also be something that hampers your progress in some kind of way, but we'll see what else comes out with that. Dark side of the moon and mystery. Okay, so this is coming in the side of challenge. So this could be that there is blessings in something that you're doing, that you're trying to cultivate, create, whatever it happens to be. But when we fear the unknown and we can't see for certain how something's going to turn out, we can go into fear and take our foot off the gas or pivot too soon before something's had a chance to fully be realized or actualized. And I feel like this is a calling card to embrace the mystery because it will bring in blessings if you do. It is sort of like that blind faith, but not from nothing, from your own knowledge, your own wisdom of what you've been working on and doing, trusting that you're doing the right things and that it's going to bring in blessings, even if you can't see how yet or when. I feel like that's the message there with that, embracing the mystery and the unknown. Also, I think maybe being willing to take a few calculated risks. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay. Moon shining and stay in integrity. All right, that makes some sense. Perhaps some of you have been feeling like, I have to choose this thing because of something happened in the past. There's some fear behind it, making you feel like you might have to let go of a particular value that you hold dear in order to do a certain thing. Because there's, again, that something about fear being a driving force behind something. I feel like this is letting you know that you don't. Stay in your integrity, hold true to what you value, what your morals are, what matters to you. It's like hold the line and toe the line. Embrace the unknown, keep the faith because you're going in the right direction. Don't lose integrity in this thing. It's sort of like don't dull down or yeah, devalue what matters to you and what you value in order to have a thing. But there is something from the past that I think needs to be understood and discerned more clearly or released that might cause you to have a difficult time staying the course or trusting what you can't see, even though I feel like you've been doing a lot of the right things here in message 3. We'll see what else comes out with this though. Let's pull some more cards here. Yeah, it's like a don't lose sight of what really matters to you and what you value. Embrace the unknown and have faith in yourself and your situation. And what from the past needs to be understood differently or cleared. There is 2 people there, like almost like a couple. Maybe for some of you, this has something to do with connections that have been difficult in the past. Okay, DNA and karma. And that definitely connects to that past energy. Something in the bloodline, some sort of pattern in your life, maybe in your family, maybe it goes way back and it's like you can see it, right? There's this pattern in my family where everyone shows up like this and does this, and then this happens, and it's not necessarily the best. And I'm the cycle breaker here, breaking this karmic cycle. I think that might be a thing for some of you. You might be somebody who breaks the cycle, but we have to stay in integrity and stay true to our values, even when it's hard, even when it's difficult. Full moon in completion. Yeah. You're completing something difficult, a hard cycle, something where the past was hard, difficult. I do think maybe for some of you, there could have been difficulty in connections and relationships, whether this is romantic or in, bloodline, family lines, people always in conflict, not getting along. Maybe there's been some traumas there as well. I think you might be a cycle breaker. Maybe you've had to make some hard choices. You're coming to the end of these difficulties and these hard choices, but we need to stay in faith and integrity to move forward, embrace the unknown, because it brings in blessings of some sort. And I'm noticing the road there. You're definitely traveling in a new direction. And it is scary. It is scary moving in the unknown. We can't predict how it's all going to work out for us. But my feeling is that it's all going to work out okay, so long as you stay true to what matters and what you value. All right. Universe. Lots of universal energy coming through these messages. Disruption. Yeah. Disruption. Trapped in fear. Oh, wow. Emotional loss. You've been dealing with some very difficult energies. Wow, heartache and loss. All right. Well, what a picture that's being painted here for you guys. I think I'm going to have to do some clarifying cards for your reading. All right. There has been some difficulty, wow, that you guys have been dealing with. Difficult people, disruptions that have caused you to probably not want to stay in your integrity, lash out rather, be angry, be frustrated, emotional heaviness, fear of moving forward and moving on, because we've been through a lot of heartache and loss and disappointment, especially as it connects to people that are supposed to be supportive and loving. Some of you might have actually been through a physical loss that is really messing with your energy as well. And there's people around you being difficult with this. You've got universal energy on your side. You have this potential here to start breaking down karmic cycles so that this heavy energy comes to an end. Also, it could be a bit of a heads up that if you have not moved into this just yet, or just the start of it has come, you're going to be asked to move through it with as much integrity as possible with that universal energy on your side. Needing to make peace with the past, let go. I almost wonder if some of you are going to be offered this opportunity or feel this urge to start walking away from people's situations, even if it's family, that you just can't deal with anymore because they usher in a lot of heavy energy. It's on the bottom here. The waiting game. Yeah, we're moving through some patience here. I'm going to maybe grab some clarifying cards here for you guys because this is some tough energies here that you've been dealing with. All right, just bear with me here for a second. Can we please clarify the trapped in fear, emotional loss, and heartache and loss? My beautiful message threes. But you're coming to the end of this, I want to say. Like, I do feel like even if this hasn't fully realized, it's sort of like that precipice and then boom. We see it, we understand it, it's reached its culmination, and now it breaks apart. It's done. We're walking away. We've completed that heavy cycle. We might not be completely out of the woods just yet, though, for some of my message 3 choosers. All right. Yeah, this is definitely connected to home and family, right? Because you've got that trapped in fear. Victory in reverse under emotional loss, something that didn't go the way that you expected, something that didn't work out, something that brought in that sense of emotional heaviness and loss. Ooh, okay, I like where we're going with the heartache and loss, though. We're moving out of that. We're definitely coming out of that. And I feel like this is more of to say it's time to move through this heaviness. A new start with a strong foundation and more security. For some of you, that might look like walking away from existing groups, family members, people that used to be a support, no longer serving you in some way, no longer aligned, really. And that is a hard energy to have to make peace with. But I keep coming back to, I feel like you're a karmic cycle breaker. You're somebody who says, you know what? No, I'm not going to move forward like this. I'm not going to carry my potentially future family into this kind of energy. I'm walking away. Yeah. Trapped in fear. Moving on from that kind of heaviness. Let's look at the disruption energy. Three of Wands. Okay. It's that this too shall pass kind of thing. We're going to move away from that. There has been disruptions, but new beginnings are starting, right? But we're contemplating it. We're looking out. We're thinking about it. Ideas and inspirations have come through, what we need to do, what we must disconnect from, but we're kind of still ruminating with it. We're thinking on it more than we're acting on it. I do think you're going to be given an opportunity to start acting on these kinds of energies. Yep. Page of Swords, universe. So that's cutting through the noise, cutting through the BS, messaging coming in, the universe being on your side, giving you ideas, inspirations, and insights so that you can move on from this heaviness. Walk away from what's been difficult, what's been hard, without losing yourself, right? Staying in your integrity. Not almost like not stooping to the level of others maybe around you. Being the one to say, yeah, I'm not going to embody that. I'm walking away from that. But Page of Swords is mental energy. It's intelligence, it's communication coming through for you, and by way of the universe, right? It's going to feel more profound, bigger, more like that aha energy. So pay attention, guiding you forward into this, to this, no longer sitting on these inspirations and ideas, but actually doing something with them. A new start, Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning with security and stability. One much better, one much more aligned with who you are and how you are. Right? We're releasing the past. Okay. The Mandragora Mother. Find the secrets hidden in the brambles. There's that universal energy, right? Find the secrets hidden in the brambles. Coming to some sort of truth. I think you're going to. I really do. And I think it's going to be really helpful for you to move on from the more emotional, heavy energy that you've had to been dealing with, the difficulties, the frustrations, the things that didn't work out. You're going to see the truth around it, the situation and the people, and then it will help you to make these decisions to either disconnect, walk away, trust where you're being led to something more secure, more stable. Yeah, find the secrets hidden in the brambles. Where you've been lacking information and clarity, this is going to be coming to light for you. And I will say, because I don't want to sugarcoat it, that for some of you, it could feel emotionally heavy. Like you're going to have to let go of things that you've had a emotional and mental connection to people, situations, if that hasn't happened already for some of you. The Wood Wife, trust your inner wisdom. Wow, I think maybe some of you, remember this is general, so only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Some of you might be making a really hard decision to walk away from a partner that you maybe have uncovered some things. You recognize that they haven't been maybe faithful for some of you, or they haven't been honest about other aspects of your life together. Whatever it is, it could be family too. You're going to see the truth around this and start making the decisions that are best for you, even though they're going to be hard. Trust your inner wisdom. Yeah. I think a lot of you have already connected to what's true, but maybe you don't want to believe it, or you've been second guessing yourself. I think more of this energy is going to be shipped your way, more wisdom, more truth, with the Page of Swords and the universe being on your side. Yeah, just ready to be done with a cycle, breaking a cycle, complete this. I'm walking away and moving towards something better, stronger, that beginning point of new security and stability. More aligned with you as a human, as a soul. Experiencing grace. This card came up in the last message too. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. There it is, right? The Wood Wife. Trust your inner wisdom. We've got find the secrets hidden. Waves of inspiration and love are coming your way, yeah, to help, I think, propel you towards a new start, a new beginning, almost like an entirely new path and direction. For a lot of you, the universe is giving you this grace period so that you can get sorted and make these hard decisions and move forward out of that heavy energy and into the much lighter, better, more aligned with you energy. Waves of inspiration and love are coming in. That Page of Swords, messaging. So pay attention to what comes through. It could come through quite subtly for you, message 3. And we're really quick to discount that when it happens that way. We'll dismiss it and say, oh, I don't, that's the thing. Just trust it. Just trust what comes through. Trust your intuition and your gut instincts at this time. They're going to be speaking loud and clear, I feel, for you guys. But because we can't necessarily always prove these things with evidence or fact, we can often dismiss them. So just be careful not to do that. You know what song I'm hearing is Breakaway. I think it's by Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, Breakaway. Maybe look at the lyrics of that song. I feel like you're being asked to do that in some kind of way in your life. Like that's going to be your theme song for this year. Friend and dog, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. Dog, a lot of loyalty that you have. Now, sometimes this loyalty might be misplaced for you guys, where you've put too much loyalty in people and situations with family members and romantic partners that have not deserved it. And it's sort of like being your own friend here. I also think some of you could just have a friend show up for you that is quite loyal as we make hard decisions to move forward and away from certain people, groups, families, situations. Either way, I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend, staying in your integrity as well, in your moral character, not changing because of anyone else or what they're doing or bringing in their energy. Look on the bottom, yin yang, right? Grace. We've got that here too, experiencing grace. You who glide across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Swan, yeah. Inspire me with dignity and integrity. Facing your own inner demons and shadows, still staying in your lightness, in that energy of the white swan there rather than the black swan as you move through this. You are being helped and guided massively right now, even if it doesn't feel like that, message 3. But as this says, inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Help me transform into elegance and grace. And you will. I really, really feel like you will, so long as you don't let the fear of facing the unknown and choosing what's best for you and breaking hard cycles. As long as you can feel that fear and do that anyways, I feel like your year ahead is going to be filled with a lot of light and brightness and new loyalty and connections coming in that are far more aligned with you than ones that you've been in now. All right, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day and really give yourself some time to disconnect from this heaviness and be open to these new energies, new messaging, and intuitive hits that are going to be coming for you massively at this time. All right. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. All right. Let's have a look and see what is showing up for you guys. Oh, okay. We've got new moon in Aries energy. Go for it. So you could have some inspiration coming through, ideas and epiphanies that you're meant to act on. This is like your yes energy from the universe. It's time to act on this. Go for it. Trust yourself. You've got this kind of energy. And it's definitely likely something new because it's new moon energy. Oh, we've got Virgo. Trust all will be well. And it's new moon in Virgo energy. So there's definitely something new that's coming through for you guys at this time. Some sort of idea, inspiration that is, yes, you're meant to act on it, but there's likely going to be a little bit of fear and like resistance. I think most of us do resist change, even when we know it could probably be a beautiful thing for us in the long run if we trust ourselves and that everything will go well. And this is coming in the side of challenge. So this is exactly what you need to be leaning into as much as you possibly can. Trust that all will be well. You've got this, whatever this thing is that you're being inspired to do, move towards, etc. Lean into as much trust as you can. It's sort of like making sure we try to find a way to quiet the inner critic, right? That tells us why we can't have a thing or we shouldn't do something or what we're lacking. So be mindful of the inner critic. It is Virgo energy, and Virgo energy is very critical. So put as much energy around disconnecting from your inner critic as you can. Holy cow, this is new moon energy as well. It says new moon in Aquarius, open up to change. It's that energy of resistance. And we just came off of a solar eclipse in Aquarius energy. This is very aligned and very connected. So something almost feels like it's fated. It was destined for you to come to it, to connect to this thing and then act on it, do something with it. And it's definitely new. We've got 3 new moons here, even though we're under this full moon energy. Where are we resisting change? Where do we need to quiet our inner critic? What is it saying to us? Just, say to those thoughts that show up for you, thanks for sharing, but I'm actually just going to trust myself and go with this, right? It's ego energy, and our egos are designed to keep us safe. And anything that feels unfamiliar when it comes to our ego will be deemed as unsafe. And that's just not true, right? We can't evolve if we're always doing the same thing. So just something to keep in mind as you move forward, because this is feeling really good here for you guys. 3 types of energy too, because we've got earth energy, fire energy, which is inspiration, air energy, mental energy, being open to change, being mindful of those thoughts. This is very grounded, though. This thing will become something, I feel like, secure, stable, prosperous in some kind of way. As it says, trust all will be well. All right, let's pull some more cards to go with this. 3 new moons. That's crazy. I will say, I've said it before in other videos, but I just pull the main overarching energies to save some time in the videos, but I never look at the messages because I want to be in flow with what's coming through at the time. So I had no idea there was going to be three new moons here. Definitely giving the energy of this is a brand new thing that you're thinking of doing, trying, moving towards, what have you. It could even be a relationship for some of you. Nurturing. Yep. There's earth energy as well, right? We want to be putting action towards this thing. We want to be nurturing it. Again, whether this is like a new love or something that you're trying to build, that you were inspired to create, we have to put that energy towards it to see it evolve, planting seeds and watching them grow, like watering that flower, proverbially speaking. Go for it, right? Activating ourselves. Oh my gosh, activation. All right, so I just want to show you something here. This is really important for you guys. We've got Gaia energy, earth energy, nurturing, and she looks as though she's blowing her energy into this thing that she's trying to cultivate, putting energy around it, doing something with it. And then we've got wind and activation. We're activating ourselves and the situation. We're planting those seeds. Strong message. Not the time for you guys to be sitting on these things, doing something with them, even if it's just in a very small way to start out, and then eventually, kind of like a tumbleweed starts picking up more dust and dirt, it starts to take off and become bigger and bigger. It feels like that for you guys. Small actions, small baby steps will end up going a long way for you guys. But no more resistance, just believing and trusting that we are meant to go after this thing. I'm hearing the song Time is on Your Side. Time is on your side. So if you feel like you're running out of time with something, or there won't be enough time for you to do this, I feel like that's not the truth. Even if it appears like that on the outside right now, I feel like you'll be able to navigate that. Time will be on your side. Like, it feels like there's no need to rush, but we definitely need to start. All right. Love begins. Yeah, for some of you, this is something to do with love, putting some more energy behind a connection, allowing it to become prosperous. And, we've got the number 1 there, the rainbow, which is blessings, love begins, and nurturing said connection, putting effort in, attention and energy. But also, more metaphorically speaking, it's putting love and nurturing and activating energy behind anything that we feel emotionally connected to do or create or to build. Wow, another 1, and it says passion ignited. So passion for a new love story or passion for a new passion project that you're acting on, where there's a lot of emotional connection to it, fiery, inspired connection. It's all yes. And you've got 2 1s, new beginnings, massive new beginnings from our message 4s. It's really interesting too, because it's sort of like, if this is love for some of you, it's that trust that all will be well. That could be fears from the past where the connections did not go well, where maybe you felt like you were slighted, smited, duped in some kind of way. I tend to use those kinds of examples, but whatever it would have been, it might have caused you to feel fear, like you can't put much of yourself into this. You can't allow your heart to be open to saying yes to watching the activation of said connection blossom and prosper, where the passion is ignited, where we're in trust and flow, and we're just going to lean in as much as we can. And that is just as true as if this is a passion project for some of you, where maybe we tried things in the past and they didn't go well, and there's so much concern and worry and overthinking around, am I just leading myself into that same situation again? This is feeling like absolutely not. This is worth you leaning into. This is worth you trusting. This is time to go for it. It's saying yes to yourself. That makes sense to me. Okay. Sacral chakra coming out in the center. This is our emotional center. This is what's responsible for our emotions, our sexuality, our sexual energy, creativity, intuition, clearing this space. Because I think maybe we're holding some fear, some worry, some guilt, insecurity of sorts, right? That are causing us to not feel like we can fully open up to this new person or thing that we want to do, this new beginning. And it's exactly what you're being asked to do. It's sort of like getting the green light from spirit, saying you can trust this one, we've got you, nurture it, put your heart and soul into it. Again, whether this is leaning on the side of creating something like a passion project that you are really inspired to do, or a direction you're inspired to take, or a person. I do think that there's 2 things going on here in this message. For some of you, it's a new direction and a passion project of sorts, and others, it's definitely a love relationship. Yeah, there it is. Mental conflict. Look at this. We've got 2 1s and 2 2s. 2 2s and now 2 1s. That's interesting. Pay attention to 1s and 2s. And 2s are all about balance and harmony, right? And we've got mental conflict here. Watching our thoughts. It's that inner critic. It's the fear. That can get quite loud. Our ego saying, this isn't safe. Remember what happened last time? Hold back. Block your heart. Stay small. Don't say yes. Because of what if energy. You want to be really addressing that, ignoring the inner critic, ignoring the fear, and trusting your heart, being open to change, allowing this to evolve in a natural way. I feel like for a lot of you, if you could release that mental tension there, it would evolve in a way that feels quite lovely, quite relaxed. More like fun in the journey rather than trying to get to a particular destination, having fun through the journey. Wow. Look at that. Foundation and achievements. And that's very Virgoian, really, having a strong and solid foundation, feeling like we've made good choices, we've made good decisions. There's that rainbow energy again. Blessings. Blessings kind of befalling you, befalling your life, coming into your life, especially by way of family, home, and connection, security, stability, something that has a strong foundation behind it. Again, whether this is a new love relationship, and I definitely think it is for some of you, and for others, where what you're going to be building, what you're going to be activating, what you're going to be creating, moving towards, brings in this kind of energy of feeling achieved and foundational, like it's worth its weight. It's been worth all the things that you've had to do to get there. And you've got a happy family sitting there as well. So this could be letting you know too, for some of you, if this is a new love relationship, a new connection that you've been kind of holding back with a little bit, that there is big commitment that could result from this connection as well, where you end up, marrying this person and building a family with this person. All right, let's see what else we can get with this. I'm getting this vibe that for some of you, it's not an either or, something about meeting a new person and being very open-hearted and going for it and trusting that this connection is happening for you and putting more of your energy into it leads to something that is also a new direction or inspired, creative, maybe that you build it together further down the line. I feel like that could be a thing for some of you. Oop. Okay, I have to pick that card up. So this card fell out face up. Mandrake Spirit. Keep yourself rooted in the earth. Spring is coming. Dream deep. Staying grounded. That's coming out of our head and dropping down into our heart, into our body, right? Because when we're living up here, we get in conflict. We overthink and we think about the worst things, and our ego steps in and tries to tell us to play it safe and play it small, right? To keep us safe. And we don't want to be listening to that part of ourselves right now. So grounding exercises, clearing the sacral chakra, really good idea. That's the bottom two chakras, really. Clearing your root and your sacral, really important. And then it says spring is coming, dream deep. So something could start really blossoming in the spring for you guys. So if you haven't experienced a new connection coming in, for some of you, this could be your heads up and preparation to get ready for it, because there's something very beautiful, foundational, committed, secure, and long-term with it. Same with an idea that could come through. I do think a lot of you have already experienced this though. All right. The wild god. Go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. Go to the woods, that grounding. Stay grounded. Be open to magic. The only kind of mental energy we want coming through is through the crown from spirit, where it's speaking truth and wisdom and intuition, not ego, right? So a lot of energy here around earth and staying rooted, staying grounded. I think more than just doing some grounding meditations, maybe go actually out into nature if you can, and being around trees and plants and animals and things of that nature could be really helpful for you guys. Yeah. Especially if you're somebody who maybe struggles with meditation, like you can't quiet your mind when you're in meditation, that might be the thing, just going for a walk in nature. Radass soul flame. Wow. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. Wow. Soul flame. Yeah. Some of you have either just met and are being a little bit closed off to a new love connection, where if you're more open, you'll recognize that this is like a twin flame kind of energy, which I'm hesitant to say because I have feelings about twin flame energy. I would prefer to say a soulmate energy, a kindred spirit, somebody who you were meant to be with in this lifetime. Soul flame. Yeah. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. And then that first line, it's that energy of coming back together, your yin and your yang coming back into balance and harmony, where you really are truly connected to the direction you're meant to take, the idea you're meant to do something with, cultivate the new beginning of sorts that you're being called towards. It feels so aligned with you and you feel more whole as a result of it. We just need to trust and act on it. But then you've got those two polarities here: experience, relationship, harmony, and healing, right? Yeah. All right, I'm going to cap this off with a final message from the animal spirits here. Oh, okay. That one flew right out. So we're going to go with that. Singer, humpback whale. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. And on that note, I don't think there's much else I need to say. Yeah, your soul's been speaking loud. I feel like it might have been whispering, but now it's getting quite loud. And whales are very much connected to following our soul, passion, and purpose, and trusting our soul is guiding us towards the right situations and people, and allowing our internal compass to be our navigational system at this time. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. Yes. Yeah. Release resistance. Talk to the resistance within you and create a new narrative. Tell your ego, thanks for sharing, but I'm going to actually trust my heart on this and my soul, because I know it's leading me right, and it's leading me true. Maybe some of you too would benefit from listening to whale sounds or music in general, uplifting your spirit, clearing out mental clutter and fear that keeps you not wanting to stay in trust and be open to new change and things, so that you can start acting on new starts, new beginnings, being more open. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing and beautiful full moon in Virgo and a fantastic day. Take care, guys.